August 25th, 2023. J6 updates, news, and chat. This is inscribed inside the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. Thomas Jefferson. Well, hello, LaDonna Young, welcome. We got Louisville in the house. Hey, Shadow. Hi, Gene Shannon. Hi, Lee Bart. Hi, Sherry Thomas. And Jerry Plus. How you doing, man? I miss you, bud. We got the thin crowd here. Everyone's kind of solo these days. I'm here at the where we normally park. Trump's back in Jersey. Pulling weeds, okay. That was our first job. God gave us a job early on. Hello, Sylvia. How's your fingers? Everything working today? Hi, Karen Saab. Hi, Deb for Freedom. Hi, Stua. It is a good afternoon, but it is a hot afternoon here. I'm looking for deep shade. I might have to move around as the shadows change here. I'm gonna see how we do on the heat coming off the camera. It's getting hot. Well, we're just gonna get started with some Freedom Corner news. Yesterday we had another examination of the chemtrailed skies of DC. There was also chemtrails this morning. Silly, how did you know it was laundry day? I finally got my laundry done today. Oh man. But you know, the laundromat's always a great social experience wherever you go. It seems like every laundromat has got an old guy that sits in a spot in the laundromat. And this laundromat I was in had an old guy that was sitting in a spot right there. Said hello to him, asked him where I can get my hair cut, if there was a good barber around. Folding towels. Yeah, I don't know what I like more or what I don't like more, that or folding. Folding's kind of nice because everything's nice and neat when you're all done. Put it in a nice little stack, put it away. Now it's all ready to go. I'm ready to go for 3 weeks again here. I don't know, Jerry. I don't know how long I'm staying in DC. I'm still there. I just feel like every day is exciting, you know. There's so much going on. Pretty soon Congress is going to be back. I got a lot to say to them people. And yesterday was the day Trump got arrested in Georgia. So I thought we were going to be competing with, you know, people. Not too many people were going to tune in, but man, we had a great crowd on the stream last night. And it seems like everyone in the chat at home was watching 2 screens or something and giving me updates through the chat. That was really cool. Yesterday I got to say the prayer. It's always a treat to be able to say the prayer down here at Freedom Corner. Tammy gave some remarks on the Brandon Fellows trial going on. She's having an issue with her eye, so she wasn't able to stay in the courtroom there with Brandon Fellows for very long. And some of his witnesses are not going to be here until Monday, so that court is on hiatus until Monday. We got a phone call from Matt Da Silva, and every time this guy calls in, man, is amazing. It is amazing the coherent thoughts that just come out of his mouth. And Deb for Freedom has already put up a video on that phone call, so I would direct all of you to go see Deb for Freedom's YouTube site. And if you want to check one thing out from last night, if you missed it last night, the one thing you should check out is that Matt Da Silva phone call. We also got a phone call from Chris Quaglin, and it is unbelievable what this guy has been through with the Department of Justice. The just incredible number of injustices he's been forced to. He's had no access to evidence. He's had lawyers just kind of walk out on him, and it may not be the lawyers walked out on him, then the one lawyer in a law firm tagged off on it to another lawyer in the law firm, but then he was being recommended and advised to do things that Chris just felt that's not how we should be doing it. And when you go to court, you're leaving it up to these professionals. These are the professionals in the courtroom, and they know how things work in a courtroom and what the judge is like, and if he looks grouchy today, or if he's happy, or if you just got him a bottle of whiskey for his birthday, and it's a buddy system in there. And one of the things that drives me nuts about this whole thing is the lack of those people to stand up. And call out the mockery that's being made on our justice system. It's hard to come up with an analogy, but I build houses. So if everybody started building houses out of straw, and they said these houses are great, they're just as good as another house, I would have to stand up and say, wait a minute, don't build a house with straw, build a real house so the big bad wolf can't blow it down. There's nobody saying that in the legal department. No attorney generals, no no justices, no prosecutors, no law enforcement, no nothing from these people. And where are they? They're just kicking back and watching their whole system go to hell, just like the doctors did 40 years ago. So here we go. Hey, small water guy. We're calling it out, and we're making waves. I mean, we got the #1 tune on iTunes like 4 times now, and that gets censored. There's these huge rallies anywhere Trump goes, and the news doesn't report on it. 200 and however million people watched the Trump Tucker interview, and 5 million watched the public humiliation ritual for the vice president. I mean, we are speaking loud and clear, but we're being, the powers that be, they're not stepping aside. They're not offering any solutions. They're not offering any excuses. And it's almost like we are scared of the shadows on the wall right now. It's almost like there really isn't a government over us, but we're all submitting to something here. If we all stood up and just didn't go to work tomorrow, I mean the whole country, everyone in school, if we all did that, I mean that would stop everything. So now if we could do that, what would we ask for? Can we all unite in such a fashion as to be able to pull off some type of a national strike like that? I don't know. We need leaders. God's got to send a leader. I think if there is a leader that God has sent, it's Donald Trump. But here's the thing about Trump. that mugshot's not a real mugshot. I've had my mugshot taken a couple of times, and they don't let you tilt your head like that. They don't let you tilt your head when you get your driver's license photo taken. So I don't understand that Trump mugshot. And did this whole Trump Lollapalooza just take all the air out of the room of the Maui fire victims? This Maui fire is getting on 3 weeks ago now, and we're still missing 1,000 people there. And I'm not hearing any answers. I'm not hearing any reporting on it. The only reporting I'm hearing is from this Hawaii Real Estate channel, Hawaii Real Estate on YouTube. And the last video he made yesterday was at 400,000 views this morning. So he is putting news out there. 400,000 people are tuning into it, even though nobody knows it's really out there. And did Trump just take all the air out of the room for that? So there's two weird things about this. That can't be a real mugshot, because they got to make you turn your face directly into the camera so you can see both your ears. You can't hold your chin down like that to look all mean. They tell you chin up, chin up, chin up, and they keep telling you that until you're like, oh man, I don't want to lift my chin up this high. I'm going to look stupid. So I don't know. There you have it. So yeah, Chris Quagland, all the injustices he's faced, all the tortures, he's been moved around to 10 different prisons. Every time he moves, he loses all his evidence that he's collected. I mean, he's been chopped off at the knees 10 times now. And then he had to sign some papers. They talk you into signing papers like this for plea bargains all the time. And that's how they do it. They scare the hell out of you. They move you around. They make you all disheveled, and you can't figure it out. All right, and then we got a visitor, Mama Earth. She is a wonderful patriot at Freedom Corner. And she was sporting some cool stormtrooper gear. So, Stormtrooper, we're waiting for you to get back, man. And his merch store is still open. He's got a website that you can get the Trooper merch from. And there is some cool Trooper merch out there. All right, and then let's see. We had a roll call yesterday. Jeff Sable called in with the news with Tommy at the end of the night and the national anthem. But there was only 9 of us there last night. But we held it down. Another consecutive day in a row. It's true, yes, I was part of 1776. And it was a wonderful experience. Okay, Gene Shannon says Emergency Management Associates is on YouTube and talking about Maui every night. Also earthquakes. We cannot forget about this Maui thing, man. This was an attack on us. There's 1,000 dead people, I'm sure. Horrific stories coming out about just confusion, about how one idiot can cause absolute catastrophe. And we gotta continue to pray that we get to the bottom of this and this can't happen to us again. So yeah, it was a thin crowd, but I still had fun. Well, yeah, 9 people at the corner, but 150 on my chat. Who knows how much on Rebecca's and Tammy's. And then this morning, that video's got 1,600 views. So I guess there was 1,609 of us there last night. Thank you, Sylvia. Date 960. So I'm wondering what day 1000 is going to be on. Let's see, it's September. It's going to be sometime in October with day 1000. And I'm convinced with the right leadership, this could be over before that. I don't know, true. I don't want to get into it about that. States need to have the sovereignty, and we are joined in a union. That's what the whole country's about. That's what gives us variety. That's what gives us choices. That's what gives us diversity. If those are the things that you want, then we got to give the states the power. When you consolidate power, the potential for corruption is what you see right now. Yeah, so if you can, keep up on Maui. There seems to be no investigation. Oh, and I found out today that sheriff from Las Vegas is the coroner there also. The sheriff is the coroner. Yeah. All these men can be pardoned. I just called my representative today and demanded that he start paying attention to these offshore accounts of the Biden family. He is on the Ways and Means Committee, and that is in their jurisdiction, and that this is a national security threat. And he better get on that. So we got to heat the phones up again, I guess. I mean, we can't stop. I'd like to FOIA request how many calls Kevin McCarthy has gotten to release the J6 videos. I mean, he has had to have received millions of calls for that by now. We've been pushing that for over a year. 9 Patriots on the line, but a lot behind us, Karen Saab. We held the line. And consecutive days in a row. All right, there's a couple people in our family that need some prayers, man. Sapphire Patriots guy, Bruce, went under some pretty extreme surgery, and I heard he got out of the hospital yesterday. So I'm praying for healing for Bruce, man. I met you twice. You're one of the luckiest guys in the world if you're Sherry's guy, because she is awesome. And we want you back, man. Heal up, Bruce. Take care of your health. We got to take care of our health. No, cut the sugars out. There's all kinds of YouTube channels on that. And YouTube, there is a lot of great health information on YouTube, but you got to sift through it, because there is some wacko stuff out there. I learned a lot about my plants, about how the plants work for us. That, when you look back in history, is the way everyone took care of their health, was with plants. So there is amazing power to plants. And then American Medical Association took it over. But other countries still rely heavily on plants for their medicines. 2,000 children are missing. They don't even know how many children are missing, is what the guy's point on Hawaiian real estate this morning was. There is no census being taken right now. 3 weeks later. We're almost 3 weeks later now, man. Greg Kelly, do you live in England, or? I was wondering about that. Another guy, another patriot that needs some help is Josh with Republic Road Reel. His mother is that has been diagnosed with cancer, and she is trying an experimental treatment with the oils, and so far has found a lot of pain relief. So prayers are answered in that department. She doesn't have to take all the goofy drugs that the doctors give her. But we pray she finds a healing for the cancer. She has pain relief right now. And Sylvia, I'm always praying for your fingers. I don't know what we'd do without you on a keyboard. So I hope everything's going good with your RI or your arthritis. Yeah, put the plants on us. God put the plants on earth for us to eat, not the animals. Now they are trying to dominate our food source. Thanks, Bonnie. Prayers for Josh's mom at Republic Road Reel. So the reason we only had 9 people at the corner was because David and Sean and Glory B went down to Georgia, and they went through a lot of hassle to go down there, to be down there, to try to stream it. There was all kinds of problems, but what I saw in David's and Glory B's was that they were like spreading the J6 message, and a lot of people were seemed like they were new to it. Oh, another thing they had to deal with was I went to Atlanta a couple times, and I've been all over the country, and I have to tell you, the worst drivers in the country around Atlanta. The worst drivers in Atlanta, in the whole country. I don't know why it is that way, but you get on their highways and there are people just screaming through traffic. You almost get in like 3 accidents everywhere you go there if you got to get on a highway. So, and then now we got visits going on in the jail. I was hoping to catch one of the Patriots coming out on a visit here, but I'm not sure if they had the early one or the evening one. If it was the later visit, they should be coming out here pretty soon. Dwight and Lily went in, and so did Mama Earth. I mean, she's here from California making a visit. Hi, Jane. So I don't think we're going to go to the courthouse because there's nothing going on there today, and it's blazing hot, and I had to do laundry, and the phone is getting hot. But if there's anything you all wanted to chat about, I thought now would be a good time to have a discussion about something. It's good to have you here, Jane. You got such great input. Hi, Cinna B. Hi, C4. I thought we kind of got into a good talk right at the beginning of the stream yesterday. Just about the tyranny that these J6ers are going through with Patriots being attacked by the government. You would think MAGA, Make America Great Again, it should be a no-brainer. Everyone in the country should be on board with that. But for some reason they're not. And those that are getting attacked. So kind of the same thing I feel was happening with the marijuana and the crack laws back in the 80s and 90s. I mean, they were just giving totally unreasonable prison sentences to people for drugs. And really, drugs is, if anything, it might be, you could call it a health thing, that a health issue. It's more of a health issue than a crime issue, because there really isn't a victim with drug use. The person is the victim if they're abusing it. And then the fact that, alcohol was legal, but these drugs weren't, and alcohol is deadly if you let it get out of hand. It's a joy if you don't. It's a drag if you let it get out of hand, because then you can't enjoy it anymore. Because if you go back and think you can master it again, then you're wrong. If it becomes a problem for you. That's the lesson of addiction. And then not only attacking that way, using the justice system and jail, but the attacking on the promotion of abortions. This country has killed 60 million babies. And the black community was heavily targeted for that. And that's all common knowledge now for us. But apparently everybody doesn't know that. Stu, I saw Penguin 6 did a video on that. On the tarps all around the White House. I didn't watch the video, but it's probably nothing. It's probably another multi-million-dollar project for the White House. Oh, man. Yeah, Bush was in on it. Nancy Reagan was in on the drug war. Stormtrooper. Man. He was part of that down in Panama. It's crazy what they were doing down there. Oh, so we're going to have the government tell us how many drinks we can have a day. That vibe, where does it end? And another thing I thought was so weird about the Trump mugshot was everybody was going, I'm going to make a t-shirt of that. I'm going to make a t-shirt. It's just, there is some kind of weirdness around about this whole thing, man. We could end it tomorrow, folks. We just got to figure out how. I was gonna go film the 5'2", 270-pound cop today. I might get a video of her or him. I'm not sure. That needs to be seen. I had a prison guard walk past me last night during the vigil that was giving us the finger the whole way up too. Just seems we got to know which way the cops are going to go in this, Doesn't seem like they're going the right way. Crying in the dark. Yes, Trump did put his hand on the Bible and swore to protect us from enemies, foreign and domestic. Well, that would be assault, Jane Febo. Don't get me in trouble. Well, I didn't salute her back, but I watched her until she got past my truck up the road. Okay, here's another thing to consider about the Trump tweet now that he has tweeted, you know. Is this all some type of publicity stunt for Elon Musk? Hey, Sapphire, we were just wondering about how things are going for you there. Praying for Bruce. All right. Thanks, Mags. It does seem like a publicity stunt for Elon Musk somehow. I mean, he's almost like usurping a position of the best media now. And I mean, I got to be skeptical about Twitter or X. All right, Sapphire Patriot. Bruce is doing great. Surgery went well. Bart is doing great also. Excellent. Thank you, Sherry, for a report there. Excellent. Hallelujah. So we got visitation going on here, and I was hoping to catch them coming out. I think I'm sitting next to Dwight and Lily's car here. But I was really hoping to catch Mama Earth after her visit, get an interview with her. Okay, so I got an interview coming up with Tom Fuentes. He said he wants to talk on a live stream. And he is the guy that was the assistant director of the FBI for 4 years that spoke here at Freedom Corner. And I'm just wondering what I should ask him. I looked up his bio and stuff, and he is highly credited, you know, with many different positions. He was the assistant director of the FBI from 04 to 08, 29 years in the FBI. Currently, he's a Fox News, CNN, international crime analyst. He had a lot to do with like our overseas FBI work. And one of the things that had me wondering was, okay, so the FBI was over in Iraq when we went to war with Iraq. The FBI was with them, and I'm just wondering how all that works. I'm very confused the more I look up. Yeah, I like Fuentes too, and I think we get real answers out of him. So I'm just thinking what the real questions are. And what my real question is, when Quid Pro Joe went to Ukraine and said, well, son of a bitch, they fired the prosecutor, where was the FBI on that trip? I know Tom didn't work for the FBI at that time, but I'd like to know if the FBI accompanies our military operations over there. I mean, they have a whole liaison that goes, and I'd like to know more on why the FBI has to go with our military when they go into another country. Yeah, so I could use some really good questions. I just want to know where the FBI was when, well, son of a bitch, they fired the prosecutor happened. I think, well, that's a great question. And then I'd like to know more about why, when, you know, the history of the FBI. Who started it? Why? When and why was the FBI started? And when did it? All right, and then his era was, you know, when Christopher Wray was new. Yeah, I think he'll be back, Jane. So he does do a podcast, and I can't. I wrote down what it is with the guy Pamonte or something like that. But I don't think it's any type of a regular show. All right, I'll figure that out when I find it here. Yeah, Sylvia, we got J6 Proud Boys getting sentenced next week. We got Brandon Fellows continuing trial next week. There is a Trump date about some hearing there next week. Okay, Greg, there's a start. I mean, it would take me a couple hours to figure it out. FBI started in 1908. Established in 1908. Yeah, we haven't heard about Obama's chef or Clinton's. Where's the FBI on all these things? Where was the FBI when the Secret Service was covering for Hunter throwing a gun in the dumpster? I don't get it. Who gave the FBI immunity? Ooh, I better start writing some of these down, man. You guys are giving me great ideas. Yeah, and even does the FBI have immunity? Just the fact that they accompanied military operations, it would seem like the DOD would have their own intelligence gathering thing. Does the FBI go with them to keep an eye on the DOD, or does the DOD keep an eye on the FBI? Small water guy, the FBI was corrupt from inception, and you know, that's kind of my hunch. Was this a globalist agency and another delegation of power by our Congress people to give away the power that Congress should have into an agency that we can't elect in or out, you know? CIA. So then we got all these overlapping ones. So the CIA, what's their mission statement? What's Department of Homeland Security? What is their mission statement? Why all these different overlapping law, you know? It would seem like if the election, there's nobody standing up, all right? We are just intertwined with layer after layer after layer after layer of law enforcement. Where are they about the election? How come nobody's investigating that? How come nobody's investigating Biden's? How come 8 years later, Comer finally says, "Whoa, Joe got $5 million from Russia"? I heard that 6 years ago. I heard the mayor of Moscow gave him $3 million when Trump was running for president against him 2-3 years ago. So it'd be cool to hear Tom's take on that. So I think Tom did work with Mueller and Comey and Wray. I mean, he was kind of at the end of his career with the FBI then. I think he was known for the world's most wanted list. And then if secrecy is so paramount to how they operate, how are we, the people who run this country, supposed to vote intelligently? How are we supposed to make an educated vote on facts if so much is kept secret from us? I mean, if we all knew that Lyndon Johnson orchestrated the killing of Kennedy, I'm talking hypothetically here, we wouldn't have let him become president. I mean, it seems like if we the people run the country, we vote for people to run this country, then we need to know what the secrets are. And that's an argument I've gotten into with my my good friend all the time. Because he argues for, well, we got to have secrets. And he argues that there's gray area all the time. I argue that it's black or white and we should know everything. So we have some, multi-day conversations sometimes. It's good to spar with people like that. And then still be friends in the end. Oh, and yesterday after the courthouse loop we did, okay, so the courthouse thing yesterday, I ran into that chick at the beginning, right? And she just talked and talked and talked and talked. And I was interested in hearing what she had to say in the beginning because we were talking about Trump. But I went there to pray and walk around the courthouse. And after it was all over, I let her talk and talk and talk until she started talking about aliens and regenerating foreskins and stuff like that. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, nah, we're done. We're done with this conversation. But she ate up 20 minutes of my time. And that 20 minutes would have been spent praying. Can you see? I see how these distractions come at us. And then at the end of the loop, I met a large group of people coming out of the courthouse right after I shut the stream off that were from the five abortion clinic protesters that are looking at 10 to 15 years in jail right now because they got prosecuted for exposing, as far as I can tell, they found boxes inside of an abortion clinic of baby parts and stole it out of there apparently. Yeah, Mags, you want to come on for a segment sometime? You can push your channel on the Fuentes thing. Well, let me make sure the Fuentes thing still happens because I'm not sure. It's supposed to be Sunday. But we got to start it early, or because I don't want to do it during the vigil, because we're at the vigil during it. I need to be coached on how to do what Sherry did last time her and I were on it there. Yeah, Sherry Thomas, the alien thing is, if you don't, it seems like if you don't know scripture, you'll end up believing in the alien thing because really aliens is the spirit world that the Bible talks about. And to attribute that to aliens is just weird. There's nothing in there about other worlds or aliens in the Bible. You would think God would have mentioned that. So yeah, that's where I draw the line. Oh, that'd be cool. If you're going to get more regular, I'm doing a weekly J6 update with Bart, me, Sapphire, Trooper, whoever. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea, Max. I love what you're doing in the evenings with the discussions, All discussions that we needed to have. We handled the 1776 thing well, and the troll thing well. And the way I look at it, man, is if we're building bridges, where do trolls live? Under bridges. So we're going to have trolls. We're building bridges. Of course we're going to have trolls. All right, Sapphire's in. So I'll have to call one of you two and figure out how that all works. Does Rebecca know how that works? Rebecca's here. David would know. He's coming back tomorrow. Or he might be back tonight. I could talk to David about that. Yeah, I'll see David tonight, I believe. Great idea, Megs. So there is a lot of visitation going on. A lot of family members going up and down this street. Of course, they can't park close to the jail now because cops put all that stuff up. All right, just click a link and figure out which direction the camera's pointing, and yeah, I can do that probably. And then I don't know if y'all know, but we're putting time links in the stream every night, or actually the next day. I'll put me or Sylvia put time links in the comment section, and then you could just click on the time in the vigil and it takes you directly to that link. So I kind of dig those timestamps that you could get on there. Oh, and Sylvia, I finally got to see X-Ray's channel yesterday. I had some time and I watched him go through Philly, and he talked to those Russian people who were protesting Putin. I thought that was really good. X-Ray has got a great rap with people, man. He can just go in and start talking to anybody. So why don't you throw X-Ray's link up there too? And he's in Philly. I used to live there. I'm bumming he didn't get in touch with us when he was here, because it looks like he was here a month ago or something. He did some Washington, D.C. videos that I saw in there, and I heard he was around, but I never saw him. Okay, Bonnie, David said he'd be back tonight. Good. Yeah, X-Ray. I never got to know X-Ray. He was busy, man, at the People's Convoy. So I stayed out of his way a lot. But man, I could hang out with him. I wish he came by my campfire, or I found his or something at the convoy. But I never did. Michael Bird got promoted. Is that new news? Well, actually, it looked like he was in X-Rays in Philadelphia, because that's where that last stream came from. And he filmed something before it that I didn't see posted yet. So he said he filmed something, and then this Russian group was there, and he just marched with them, hit up a live stream, and marched with them for a while. So that was cool. But man, he can talk really well. He can just chat with people. He's very amiable. Oh, so that's new news, because I thought he already got a promotion, because Leela Thomas got a promotion. I know they sent him to the Super Bowl. X-Ray is not fond of the J6 thing. Well, that's okay. I'm not fond of his admiration of baseball either, but I'm sure we could talk over some beers and have a good time. I know he loves his country because he was in TPC, and he doesn't like government tyranny because that's what we were protesting. And he jumps in with both feet, whatever he does. I mean, he was a key organizer at the convoy. Okay, and then the Dead for Freedom videos are really good. I recommend seeing them. Freedom Express Media, he's doing a fantastic job. So is Glory B. Glory B is putting out some great shorts. I think some just classic shorts. She put out a short on when the song "Down in the River to Pray" happened one night, like, I don't know, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. That just still gives me goosebumps every time I watch it. It's a classic. And then Rebecca's doing a good job. It looks like her We the People MAGA channel is back up. I think she was streaming on that last night. She's just getting over a 1-week strike. And then she's got a alternative channel that she uses when that happens. And we got Sean with USA 76 for Ashley. He's chugging right along. And then we got the Trooper. I can't wait to see Trooper when he gets back. Yeah, it's 94 in the shade. And I don't see Dwight Lilly, so maybe we missed him. Maybe I'll catch him later. But it's just good to hang out and chat with y'all and consolidate our efforts here. Don't forget to pray for us all. Pray for all the J6ers. Pray for justice in this country. Pray for Donald Trump. Because if there is a leader that is obviously sent for us, I think it's him. I can't think of anyone else that's standing up. I'm sick of my Republicans. I'm sick of the Democrats. It's a uniparty. We are under the yoke of tyranny in this country. I could use a good Bible study coming up. I haven't done a good Bible study lately. But I get a verse every morning, and it is a comfort for sure. So I'm gonna end it out here, and maybe if Dwight and Lily do show up, I can start one up again. But if not, I'll see you at the corner tonight at 7, where we will be fighting for freedom and the return of David and possibly Glory B. So for the time being, folks, this is Jericho, over and out.